Alright, so in this video we're going to be talking about dividing fractions. Now you don't technically divide fractions, you change it around and you multiply them. But it works as dividing. And what I mean by that is, well, we'll start with there are three simple letters that you need to remember. And it is KCF, not KFC, it's not the chicken restaurant, it is KCF. And what I mean by that is you're going to change, and then you're going to flip. Alright? These are the three key words that you need to know for dividing fractions. And this is what I mean by that. So if we have a problem, let's say 2/3 divided by 4/5. Okay? And again, like I said, we're not actually dividing them. We're going to change it around to make it a multiplication problem. So just like they said, there are three letters. Guess what? There are three parts. There's one fraction, there's an operation, and there's another fraction. So this first fraction is my K, my keep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite that exactly the same. So 2/3. Alright? This operation, this division sign, is change. I'm going to change that to a multiplication sign. And then this last one is my flip. I'm going to flip the fraction, and what I mean by that, my numerator is now going to become my denominator is going to become my numerator. So that 4/5 now becomes 5/4. And now we can do this problem, and we just multiply it like we've learned how to multiply it. You've got your multiply your numerators, multiply your denominators. So on the top we have 2 times 5, which is 10. On the bottom we have 3 times 4, which is 12. And remember, anytime we deal with fractions, we always double check our answer if we can reduce it. And in this case we can. They're both evens. So this is divided by 2, that's divided by 2, and we're left with now 5/6. Alright, so remember, keep, change, flip. So let's try a couple more together. So let's say we have 5/8 divided by, let's say 3/4. Okay, again, keep, change, flip. So we're going to keep that first one of 5/8. We're going to change that division sign to a multiplication sign, and we're going to flip this fraction. So 4/3 instead of 3/4. Now, if you either watched my last video about multiplying fractions, you'll know you can cross-reduce. Even if it's multiplication, you can cross-reduce it here. And in this case, 4 and 8 can be cross-reduced. Both of them can be reduced by 4, excuse me. So 4 divided by 4, this is going to become a 1. 8 divided by 4, that's going to become a 2. And now, which makes our multiplying a little bit easier. So we got 5 times 1, which is 5. And we got 2 times 3, which is 6. And it just so happens it was the same as the last problem, 5/6. Okay? So let's try one more together. Let's say we have 4/9 divided by 3/10. Okay? Again, keep, change, flip. So we keep that first one, 4/9. Change the sign so it becomes multiplication. And we flip the fraction, so that's 10/3. Double check, we can't cross-reduce them, so we just multiply. Multiply our tops, which gives us 40 on top, and on the bottom gives us 27. All right, Now again, this one can be reduced or it can be put into a mixed number. So what we want to do is we can make our little division. So 27 into 40. Well, that's going to only go in once. So I got to figure out, well, what's 40 minus 27? It's going to be 13. Or if you want, you got to borrow. So 10 minus 7 is 3. 3 minus 2 is 1. All right, so now that's my big number, my 1. This is the top of my fraction, 13. This is the bottom of my fraction, 27. So I have 1 and 13 over 27. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple to try. You can pause your video, attempt these, and then hit play again and watch me go over them. So let's say we have 2/6 divided by 4/7. And then we're going to have, for the second one, 3/8 divided by 2/3. And then the last one will be 4/9 divided by 2/6. Okay, so try these on your own, hit pause, and then hit play again when you're done. Alright, so hopefully you attempted these, and we're going to do it. Keep, change, flip. So again, keep the first one, 2/6, change it, so that becomes multiplication, and flip it, so that becomes 7/4. Alright, this one we can cross reduce, so this 2 can be divided by 2, let's make that a 1. Along with this 4, that becomes a 2. And then we just multiply. So our top, 1 times 7 is 7. 6 times 2 is 12. Alright, now the next one. Again, keep, change, and flip. Alright, double check. Can't cross reduce it, so we just multiply. 3 times 3 is 9. 8 times 2 is 16. We double check. Can't reduce it. That's our final answer. And then the last one, you have 4/9, so keep, change, and flip. Alright, and in this one, we can actually cross reduce both of these. So the 4 and the 2 can both be divided by 2. So that becomes the 1. That becomes the 2. And then these both can be divided by 3. So the 6 becomes a 2, and that 9 becomes a 3. And we're just going to multiply now. So the 2 and the times 2 is 4. 3 times 1 is 3. Then again here, we got to figure out, well, my top's bigger than my bottom. Can't leave it that way. So 3 can be pulled out of the 4 once, so that's 1 as my big number. And then there's just a 1 left over. So that's 1 1/3. All right. I hope you learned something, and I hope you can use this in your class.